Howdy fellas, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Delta Grace, and here we are all about everything easy, affordable beauty. Today I have something really exciting I want to share with you guys. I have a product that I'm going to try out for the first time that I recently got my hands on that's been all over the place, that's been really hyped up. It was sold out for a while because some really influential influencers were really into it, and so we're going to be testing it out today, and that is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer that I have in this box right here. I opened the box the other day but didn't really mess with the product inside. So here we go. Here's the box. It's weird. It opens up and then there's another flap and then there's another flap and then, oh look, another flap and then another flap and another flap for that. That's how it came. That's how it came in the mail, and I thought that was funny. So, all right, here it is right here. We have our e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. Comes in this nice little pan. We're gonna see. Is this worth the hype? Is this little guy worth all of the fuss? Now, for $8 for a primer, whether or not it's worth the cost is entirely up to you. I think so. But then again, it depends on what their performance is like. And so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to pack this on. We're going to put on a full face of makeup. And then I'm going to go to work and I will do a little check-in with you guys later on this afternoon to see how it wears. So, e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. Let's get ready to dive right in. Alright, so the only thing that I've done to my face so far is I have moisturized and cleansed and used a serum, the normal basic skincare routine. Now, I did want to chat with you for just a quick second about some of those products that we talked about last time in the Ipsy box, summer, July 2019 plus whatever box, that I tried out a couple more times since then, and I have some more thoughts on that. Still love the Huda Beauty palette. Haven't tried the Naked Cosmetics little shadow pigment pot thingies. I love the Superhero Mascara. Actually does a really good job, especially when I'm using falsies, which I will be doing today. For the moisturizer and the Pixie Glow Mist, I have thoughts. And these thoughts are entirely subjective. So what I think about these products is probably not what other people do, because my skin type is not the same as everyone else's, and that's something that's really important to keep in mind when watching makeup reviews. Your skin type has a lot to do with how different products will react and wear and work on your skin. I like the Glow Recipe moisturizer. It's really nice, smells great, feels hydrating, not sticky, love it. But it does tend to make my skin a little bit oily within a couple of hours, and I've still used it, but not in a all day wear time. I use it when I get home and take my makeup off and wash my face, and we just have a few hours before we're gonna get ready for bed. I will put it on for those few hours, and it does a really great job instead of packing on my whole skincare routine and then after we shower and get ready for bed and do the skincare routine. It's great. It's fine. It works that way. So I don't wear it all day, but I will continue to use it in smaller, shorter period of time capacities. I am someone for who oil producing is a big deal. I want to do that as little as possible. The other product that I have that I'm not really sure what I think about is this setting spray from Pixie. This is a glow mist. Now this has argan oil in it, and I think it's got some other oils because you can see it separating. You have to shake it up really good and then spray it on your face before it separates, because there are lots of oils in here. I think that this just doesn't work for me. I tried it a couple of times, and especially not yesterday, but the day before yesterday. It was either this or the other primer that I was using, which was a different e.l.f. primer, not the one we're going to try today, but the e.l.f. poreless face primer. Very silicone-y. Not this putty stuff, so we're gonna see. I don't know how this is gonna work. I found that the silicone-ness of the primer mixed with this setting spray. No, my face was really shiny and really oily within a few hours, and my makeup broke apart really badly right here on my chin. Like, I have not seen it do in a very long time. It was not great. So I'm not sure if it was the setting spray or the primer, but those were the only two things we did different. We set normally, did everything else normally. So hopefully that doesn't happen with this guy. And yeah, those are my thoughts. So now we're gonna get into the review of today's video, which is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. Pretty excited for this. Hopefully it doesn't do weird things to my face. Now, and most of you have seen this probably around on the internet, but it comes in a little pot like this. Here's the product. It's a nice, cute little blushy pink vibe. So I'm just gonna go ahead. I have clean fingers, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna kind of dig in there just a little bit. Grab some. It tends to warm up apparently when you start touching it. You know, it warms up just a little bit and turns into something kind of liquidy. So I'm gonna get some of that on my fingertips, and I'm gonna kind of rub it in. Fingertips on both sides, and we're gonna kind of just press it in. I'm gonna start in the places where I need the most wear out of my primer, where it does the most good, places where I have the most texture, and of course, pores, because this is a poreless putty primer. It wants to cover our pores, so we're gonna see if it does that. That's just rude. I'm not sure if you guys can hear, there's a guy mowing his lawn outside, and there's also the big TV in the living room that for some reason turned on the sound really loudly. I don't know what's going on. So there's a lot of background noise, and I apologize. Okay, initial thoughts in this Poreless Putty Primer review. I'm gonna check myself out in my mirror right here. I mean, it feels really nice. It does, it really does. It's not as slippery as this one. This one is very silicone-y. It's like straight silicone. It's very slippery, so it doesn't really grip foundation, and I don't really find that it does much. I feel like it just kind of emphasizes the look of pores, but every once in a while I use it again just to see how it goes. Ooh, and touching it, it feels really nice. I do kind of like that, and I don't know. I feel like it does kind of minimize at least a little bit of my texture. Now the real test is going to be when we put on foundation, which is what we're about to do right now. And we're going to use some products that I'm very familiar with, that I know and love, so that we can really get a feel for the way this guy works out. And we're going to start off with the Photo Focus Wet n Wild foundation in the shade Soft Beige. Okay, because this foundation is so liquidy, apparently the brush is not, I don't really think that's the best way to put it on. So what I did, I needed a little bit more coverage, so I went back and I used my beauty sponge and just kind of patted it all over the skin like this, and that really, really worked better. Initial thoughts, what can I see? I like this. Now, I might not be the best person to review this stuff just because my face has a lot of texture. And there's not going to be any primer in the world that can fix my acne marks. There are several on my chin here, on my cheeks. The real test of primers for me is whether or not it lasts all day. And that's really what we want to be checking. And I'm going to go the rest of the day after my chiropractor, after my day of work is over. I'm going to check back in with you guys and let you know what all is going on, if it's stayed longer than normal. But initially, I like the way this goes on. I feel like it does kind of grab the foundation a little bit and hang on to it better than the one I used yesterday. And we'll see how it compares to other primers that I have that I really like as far as wear time goes. So what I want to do now is I just want to put on the rest of my face, and I'll let you guys know what I'm using as I use it. Now, because this is an e.l.f. kind of day, I think I'm going to go in with my one of my ride or die e.l.f. products that I super love, and that's the 16-hour camo concealer in the shade medium peach. Cool. I don't use this concealer very much because it's very intense, very full coverage, but I really like it because it does actually stay for 16 hours. Right now we're gonna bake and set using, this is all I've been using for kind of a long time. I really like this stuff. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Part of the reason I really like this face powder right here, this Coty Airspun, is because I have oily skin and it helps keep my skin more matte throughout the day. If you have drier skin, it may not be for you because it is kind of drying. I am going to pack on just a little bit more powder underneath my eyes to catch fallout from my shadow that will be swept away whenever I'm done, and I'm going to be using this guy right here, Oat Heat, in the shade Aloha Vibes from LA Girl. I really like the colors of this palette, and I really like the way the shadows perform. They're really nice. The only thing that I don't really like is that it's this hardcore plastic. Very much not sustainable, but it's the only palette like this that I own and probably will ever own, and it's really pretty. So it's what we're going to be using today. Alright, I had to take care of some stuff on my phone, and while I was doing that I went ahead and put on my bronzer and my blush to save some time. The bronzer that I used was the Wet n Wild Color Icon bronzer from the Fire and Ice collection in the shade Queensland. It's nice and warm, blends out really well, really pretty. And the blush that I used was a Milani Baked Blush in the shade Rose Doro. Now we're going to go in with this LA Girl eyeshadow palette that I have right here, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm using as I use it, and we're going to dive on into this eye look. I actually started on this eye before I realized that I hadn't pressed the record button again, so we'll go over here on this eye now. The completed eye look. Very simple, but today we're focusing on the skin, on the primer, seeing how that wears, so I didn't want to spend too much time on the eyes. I am going to use, for highlighter, I'm going to use the Maybelline Master Chrome highlighter in the shade 050 Rose Gold Molten. I really like this one. It's a very lovely pink, pale kind of color. That's very pretty. I like it. It's very kind of neutral, natural looking, really nice. Super love it. Sorry, putting things back away, trying to keep my space as clear as possible. So, I don't know if you can see it. I know the light's not super great, but it's really nice. It's a smooth, sort of wet looking highlight, but it's also not too in your face. I like to glow, but sometimes I like a slightly more natural glow, and I really like that one. So now I'm going to move on, and I'm going to do my eyebrows and my lashes and some lips, and then I'll be right back and we will talk about our final thoughts. And here we have it, the finished final look, complete with lashes. The House of Lashes Sephora collection in the style Olivia. Really like them, they're super pretty. Also used a NYX Professional Brow Pencil in the shade Ash Brown, and an Almay Brow Styler. This is normal everyday brow stuff for me, in the shade Medium Brown. For lips, we used the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit Liquid Lipstick in the shade Rebel Rose, and the Color Icon Lip Gloss in the style, or in the shade Virgo. And the last thing that I want to do is take a setting spray that I really like and has proven its worth to me. couple of times now, and that is the Makeup Revolution Pro Fix Oil Control Fixing Spray. And we're just going to take that and spray it all over the face. And here you have it. Everything done and ready to go. As far as the primer, I actually really like this makeup look today. I think the foundation and concealer and bronzer and everything went on really flawlessly, really smoothly. My complexion looks really nice. I think that we've minimized at least some of the texture there, which is really great. I love it. And I will check back in with you guys later on this evening or later on this afternoon to let you know how it wears throughout the day, and we will go from there. But so far, I like this. I really like this. At this exact moment, the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer gets the Delta stamp of approval that no one really asked for. But there you go, you have it anyway. Alright, I'm going to check in later on, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Okay guys, so for my first quick check-in, it is about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I am about to be headed to my chiropractor appointment. Yes, there's a glare on my glasses, but I wear glasses every day, so there we go, that's a little better. As far as how my makeup is wearing, how it's lasting, I really like this. I think it looks really matte. There's nothing is really breaking apart. Everything seems to be wearing and sitting really nicely on my skin. Of course, I've got my glasses marks, and it always comes off of my nose right around here because my nose runs like crazy, so I have to kind of wipe it throughout the day, and I try to be pretty careful, but it doesn't always work that way. Yeah, I would say that this primer is actually working a lot better than some of the other primers that I use, just in terms of longevity. Do I still have texture? Can you still see it? 100% absolutely. But for me, like I said, the real test is how long it wears, and this is doing a really nice job. I'm very impressed. So I'm gonna go to my appointment, and I will check back in with you later this evening, or afternoon. Why do I keep saying evening? As it is, I've had this on for about 4.5, 5 hours. I think we're doing okay for that amount of time, so I'll check in with you guys later. Alright my friends, and for my final check-in of the day today, I'm sitting outside. I did take my lashes off a little while ago just because they do get a little bit uncomfortable after a while. I'm sitting outside in the sun right now because it's a really nice day outside, and here we go. Here are my final thoughts on this primer. I'm very impressed. It performs a lot better than some of the others that I have that I also really love, and I think it helps my makeup stay on for a really long time. It is almost 6 p.m., not quite, but almost, so I've had this on for a total of about 6-7 hours now. I know the light's kind of weird because I'm sitting under a tree, but just I'll move a little bit so you guys can check it out. Chin, yeah, I know, there's texture there. Don't mind the texture. That's not something that e.l.f. could ever fix, not in a million years. But I don't know, I think you guys can tell I'm a little bit shiny, but that's pretty normal because it's Texas and it's almost 100 degrees here in Texas right now in the summertime. So, final thoughts, I really like it. I think $8-9 for a primer if you can get your hands on it and you have the $8. I think it's a really good option for people who want something like this. It's not slippery, it's not sticky, it's not, I don't know, it's not gross like some of the other primers that I've used. And it did a really nice job. So good job, e.l.f., and thank you so much. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye.